And before I ask you, let me just give the background of this question. Do economists reach a conclusion? It's asking, is the old joke about economists sound? The old joke, if you laid all economists end to end, they still would not reach a conclusion. What are your feelings about economists?
I think that is something that there's something to the joke, unfortunately, but I think there's a lot more than that joke. And let me tell you the way Milton Friedman has put it at times. He says if you put a bunch of people in a room, a bunch of economists, a bunch of non-economists, economists from across the political spectrum, non-economists from across the political spectrum, and some policy issue comes up, within 10 minutes of the discussion, all the economists are ranged on one side of the debate and all the non-economists on the other side, independent of political view or affiliation. So for example, let's say someone says we should have a gasoline tax. Some economist says we should have a gasoline tax in order to discourage consumption. I might be an economist in there who says we shouldn't have a gasoline tax because it will discourage consumption and people ought to be able to consume the amount they want and not have government put this artificial barrier in there. The non-economist will say, oh, come on, a 20-cent per gallon increase in tax won't cause people to quit driving. And the economist will say, no, it won't cause people to quit driving, it'll cause them to drive a little less. And quickly you find all of the economists agreeing that whether it's good or bad, people will drive less. And most of the non-economists saying, oh, it won't have that much impact. So there's an example where they're agreeing on the economics, they might disagree on the value conclusion.
All right. Do you think, though, that relative to, let's say, the population at large, economists tend to agree on the conclusion, the policy conclusion?
It'll vary with the policy. I think it's very hard to find, well, I know it's very hard to find an economist who's against free trade. I know it's very hard to find an economist who's in favor of rent controls. And so there are some conclusions they've reached. And I think that surprises the public in general when you find that out.